And Friday landed in Sri Lanka. Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Last week, he was touring East Africa. He was trying to convince African nations to borrow more from China, basically dig their own grave. In Sri Lanka, his challenge was different. You see, African nations are yet to understand the debt trap. But Sri Lanka knows exactly what it means. They have already paid the price once. So Wang Yi's mission was simple: win over the Lankans, push them away from India's sphere of influence. He met both President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and his brother, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, displaying uncharacteristic bonhomie. Both conversations had the same elephant in the room, the Sri Lankan economy. Colombo is running out of foreign reserves. At this rate, it could soon default on foreign loans. So the president had two major demands from China. One, to restructure the debt. Beijing accounts for nearly 10% of Sri Lanka's foreign debt. That's around $35 billion. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa wants to restructure these loans. Basically, he wants some breathing space until he can pay back. Demand number two, a concessional trade scheme. Sri Lanka doesn't have money to buy goods from China, but those goods are vital to the livelihood of Sri Lankans. We're talking about appliances, plastic, clothes. So President Gotabaya Rajapaksa wants to keep this import tap open, but he wants to do it cheaply. How did China respond to these demands? Well, they haven't made any promises, but Wang Yi's intentions were clear. He's not in Colombo to rescue Sri Lanka, you see. He's in Colombo to conquer it. Even during the bilaterals, power equations were on his mind. Listen to this.
We opened the door to friendship and exchange with each other.
These games, they fell for it once and lost the Hambantota port, so they are desperately trying to avoid a repeat. First, they banned Chinese fertilizers. Then they dropped the Chinese power plant in the north. These are good steps, but they won't change the past. You see, China has already invested millions of dollars in Sri Lankan projects. Part of the Colombo port city, 65 sailboats set off from the new facility. 65 boats to mark 65 years of diplomatic relations between China and Sri Lanka. Well, all we could see was Lankan hopes sailing away. Metaphors aside, only one thing can spoil this story for China: the Sri Lankan people. They have seen the Rajapaksa sign away national assets. They're feeling the pinch of this economic crisis. No food grains, no power, long queues at the market. All of this boils down to China's predatory lending. Sri Lanka's leaders are seeing this frustration. They have started looking elsewhere for help, like India, for instance. Colombo has signed a major oil farm deal with India. We told you about it. They're also negotiating credit lines worth $1.5 billion. China also sees this, and they're not happy with what they see, which is why Beijing is trying a bottom-to-top approach now. Instead of buying out leaders, or buying out leaders only, they're reaching out to the people. You may remember these pictures from last month. China's ambassador visiting a temple near Jaffna, shirts off, dhoti in, a communist atheist turned worshipper. Two problems with this outreach. One, it is not genuine. China is trying to buy vulnerable communities with their money. And two, it's a tad late for outreach, don't you think? You cannot confiscate a country's port, saddle it with loans, and then expect the people to embrace you. The fact is, China is partly responsible for Sri Lanka's financial